then you can
Sure.
share. Yeah, definitely. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you so much. As I already said, I so appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for joining us today for this important subject. My name is Penny Holloway. I always use Penelope because I always need it for my credentialing, but I use Penny. I work for Behavior Interventions, and I'm their PFA SPT trainer. I have advocated for, can we change the title to Compassionate Care Trainer, because I think it's a higher overarching value which is incorporated in the PFA SPT. I don't know if you wish me to stop every now and again. Amar, are you translating or am I
Yes,
just
yes,
talking?
I can translate little bit, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about happy, relaxed, and engaged. And in the US, the terminology is getting a bit of a backlash from certain people, a certain group of people, because they find it's not defined. I really love this quote by Hanley: "Happy is in your face, relaxed is in your shoulders, engaged is in your hands."
طبعا المحاضرة السيدة بيني هتكلمنا على اللي هو هابي، اللي انت تكون سعيد. طبعا بتتكلم على اثناء الجلسة. ريلاكس مسترخي. انجيجد يعني شغال، ايدك بتشتغل او بتتعامل مع النشاط المعطى اليه.
Your version sounds so much nicer. In this journey, I find it incredibly important to listen to the autistic population. Thankfully, they're putting out a lot of information to educate us, and we should listen. They are our clients. They are the reason we got into the field, and we should really be listening to the neurodivergent people in our field. I really love the slide that I found on, sorry, let me see, the autistic angle. Authentic connection is defined by what a child perceives as connection, not by what we intend as connection. To connect with a child, we must observe, slow down, understand them, and meet them where they are.
الشريحة دي السيدة بيني بتستشهد بيها في إن إحنا لما نتواصل مع الطالب عايزين ما يكونش الهدف من التواصل إحنا ماذا نريد من الطالب، بقدر ما إيه هو اللي بيصل إلى الطالب. إذن لكي تتواصل مع الطالب وتحقق الهدف من التواصل لازم إن إحنا نلاحظ الطالب، نكون يعني بطيئين في التعرف أو معرفة ما يفهمه، وكذلك إن إحنا نتعرف على الاحتياجات بتاعته حيث ما كان هو، حيث ما كانت إمكانياته وقدراته.
Thanks. And I think this applies to the discussion in the US that's going on right now is compassionate care. And I reflect upon this statement when I talk about compassionate care. It is not about whether I think I'm being compassionate. It is about whether the client perceives me as being compassionate. It is about their experience, not about what I believe I'm doing.
الكومباشنت كير زي ما احنا فاهمين كنا اتكلمنا عنها قبل كده، اللي هي معناه الى اي درجه انت يعني متعاطف مع الطالب، متعاطف مع الصعوبات اللي بيمر بيها. فهنا هي بتقول ان مش مهم انت شايف نفسك لاي درجه انت كومباشنت، بقدر ما هو الطالب ازاي بيتلقى منك وتصل ليه الاحساس ان انت متفهم ليه، متقبل ليه، ومتعاطف معاه.
Thanks. A large part of the work that we do, especially during the PFA SPT, but also what I do with all my sessions um, is child-led time. And this is not the same as child-run time. I see there's a lot of confusion about happy, relaxed, and engaged and child-led activities. Child-led activities is where we value connection over compliance, as in, I'm not going to tell you what to do just because I say so, but because there is a skill that both you and I have to learn. It's about setting limits and holding boundaries. It's about sharing curiosities and joys with a child. joining with the child's ideas, including their interests, their strengths, adding structure to child's ideas, and realizing that they have as many rights as any other person on this planet. I'll just stop here for now for you, Omar.
Okay, yeah, I will try to summarize and give because I will not be able to translate word by word. So I will do my best not to like forget anything. طبعا احنا عندنا في حاجة اسمها child led، لكنها لا تعني او لا تساوي child run. child led معناها ان هنا زي ما مكتوب كده ان انت يكون في connection اكتر من مجرد ان الكونكشن يكون الهدف الاساسي منه اكتر من ان اتباع الاوامر، ما يكونش الهدف ان الطالب يتبع الاوامر باستمرار. تمام. ان يكون في باوندريز، في حدود، ان انا والطالب يكون في اشياء احنا الاثنين شغوفين بيها. ان انا بحاول اشارك مع الطالب افكاره، اشارك مع الطالب اهتماماته. لو ان الطالب مهتم بشيء لازم ان انا اشاركه هذا الاهتمام. تمام. فده كله بيعتبر اللي ما يسمى بمدخل التشايلد ليد، ان الطالب هو اللي بيقود وانا بتتبع اهتماماته وبتتبع الاشياء المهمه بالنسبه لي.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is not child run. And I do sometimes come into companies or come into somebody's sessions in which child led has been misconstrued. Now the child is getting access to all the candy they want. They're allowed to wander wherever they want. There are no boundaries in the sessions. So it's not the child gets whatever they want. It's not that there's no adult support and no adult plan. And it is not that there are no boundary or limits or rules. So no, we're not going to give the child access to all the candy they want. We will place boundaries when they want to jump off the roof. So
Yes.
what we're really talking about is HREBS, which sort of becomes a funny acronym in the US, but it's HRE with boundaries and structure. This is child-led.
تمام. لكن في الوقت نفسه مع إعطاء كل هذه الأشياء، لكن لازم يكون في محددات لنجاح التدريب والتأهيل بتاع الطالب. مش معناها إن أنا أعطي الطالب كل شيء هو عايزه، مش معناها إن مفيش أي مساندة ولا دعم، مش معناها إن مفيش حدود، مفيش التزامات معينة لازم الطالب يلتزم بيها. تمام. فبالتالي هي أكتر إن يكون في سيستم في الجلسة نفسها، بحيث إن الطالب ايوه هو اللي بيقود، ايوه هو اللي بيشاركه اهتماماته، لكن هناك حدود معينه لهذا.
Thank you.
نعم.
So why go around giving children my way? This is a question that I hear a lot in the US. Well, one, it is in our ethical code, and we have a responsibility to our client to, in the very least, do no harm, to maximize benefit, and to take the steps appropriate to adhere to their client rights. When a child is happy, relaxed, and engaged, I am positive, or it's more likely that I'm not doing harm. Whereas we have had criticism in our field that, for example, non-compliance, the trauma group calls this, it could be a freeze response. Is it true? Could be, could not. Aggression could be fight or flight. So in these areas, I do not know whether I'm doing harm or not. When a client is happy, relaxed, and engaged, the chances of me doing harm is far less. So I'm adhering to my ethical code of do no harm. So happy, relaxed, and engaged is an important aspect to adhere to. And I'm going to pause there.
اوكي. طبعا احنا عندنا في الميثاق الاخلاقي، طبعا في البي اي سي بي. تمام. من ضمن الاشياء الاساسيه اللي احنا بنعتمد عليها اللي هي الريسبونسابيلتي تو كلاينتس، اللي هي دو نوت هارم، ان انت لا تؤذي الطالب او لا تتسبب في اذى للطالب من اي ناحيه، سواء اذى نفسي او اذى معنوي او اي نوع. فاحنا لما نعرف يعني ايه اتش ار اي، ونفهم ازاي انا اخلق هذه النموذج في التعلم، نموذج في الجلسه، فانا كده بكون بعيد جدا جدا ان انا اتسبب في اي اذى للطالب.
Thank you.
نعم.
Also, with regards to therapeutic alliance, HRE facilitates therapeutic alliance. If I don't have therapeutic alliance with my client, they're not going to engage in difficult things and under their free will. It might be under a coercive relationship, which is I'm going to make you do it, but that's not where we want to be. we want clients to engage with us because of therapeutic alliance. And therapeutic alliance does not mean I'm only going to make you do easy stuff. I'm going to give you access to all reinforcers. Think of the person you have therapeutic alliance with. These are the people that you have experienced difficult times with, that have taught you difficult skills and have been there by your side, encouraging you to do so, helping you to do so, saying, hey, what can I do to help you overcome this obstacle? It is not about giving people easy access. It is about paving the way so that you can engage in skill acquisition.
تمام. طبعا هي تحدثت في اكثر من شيء، لكن النقطه الاساسيه اللي اتكلمت عنها ان احنا زي ما قلنا لما انت تكون بتخلق الاتش ار اي، تمام، اللي هي هابي انجيجد ريلاكسد، انت ايضا بتبني عند الطالب او بتمهد ليه الطريق ان هو يتعلم كثير من المهارات. بعض الطلاب بتكون عندهم بعض المشاكل بسبب ضعف في مهارة معينة، بسبب انه مر بخبرة سيئة. فانت لما تبدأ تشتغل على هذه المهارات انت تخلق هذه البيئة. تمام. اوكي، لما تخلق هذه البيئة، تمام، بتستطيع ان انت تقدر تخلق بيئة مبنية على الطالب يكتسب المهارات، يتعلم هذه المهارات، يتخلص من الخبرات السيئة اللي حدثت لي سابقا. طبعا ده ملخص الكلام اختصارا يعني. ف there is someone asked what is HRE, so we explain it in the beginning of the lecture.
Yeah, so happy, relaxed, and engaged. We're actually going to take a deeper dive into that. Happy, relaxed, engaged is ensuring that the environment is set up in such a way that you can teach from joy. Rather, Nikki has a really nice way of saying it. It is the difference between teaching from joy and visiting poop, which is the thing that they don't want to do, rather than I'm going to teach in poop and give joy, which is the reinforcer. So Nikki has a very black and white way of saying it, but it is creating an environment in which somebody feels safe to learn difficult skills.
طبعا هي بتشرح ان HRE معناها خلق بيئة ممتعة يتعلم فيها الطالب المهارات الصعبة، او المهارات الصعبة بالنسبة لي يتعلمها، ولكن بشكل آمن، بشكل بسيط وبشكل سهل، دون ان هو يعني يؤذى او ان هو يتعرض لمثلا التعنيف او ما الى ذلك.
Thank you. So I will take a deeper dive into what HRE is. When a client is not HRE, I can't teach them. I might be doing harm and they're learning something. I just don't know what. It might be they're engaging in trauma response. If, for example, a client is engaging in non-compliance and somebody looks at my session and says, that's not non-compliance, that's a freeze response, then what? I don't know what I'm teaching them. I'm not teaching them the right thing at the right moment. So when I'm teaching from a place where a client feels safe and engaged with me, then I know I'm teaching the skill that I intend.
طبعا في فارق جدا بين ان انا اخلق بيئة ممتعة للتعلم من خلال ان انا بأشعر الطالب بالامان. تمام. من خلال ان انا بشعر الطالب للأمان، وإن أنا ببدأ أشتغل في تعليمه هذه المهارات، دون إن أنا زي ما قلت إن أنا مثلا أتسبب لي في تروما أو ما إلى ذلك. تمام. So I just want to جماعة لو سمحتوا نخلي الأسئلة في آخر المحاضرة please. Okay. So we will make the questions at the end of the lecture so we can concentrate on the content.
Yeah, you can go put them intermittently. I'll jump in.
Okay.
So when clients are engaging in emotional responding, even if it is, so say I say no to something and first somebody stomps and then they scream and then they cry and then we have a tantrum. Even when a client is just stomping, they are already going into emotional responding. I am losing my connection with them. I am unable to teach in that moment, especially if we go all the way towards extinction where a child is now crying, screaming, tantruming. These are not moments to teach.
لما الطالب يدخل في الاستجابات احنا عارفين لما يكون طالب مثلا يبدا تظهر منه مشاكل سلوكيه زي البكاء، العياط، يرمي نفسه على الارض، يصرخ، رافض يشتغل. هي بتقول ان دي مش اللحظه الصح ان انا احاول ادرس فيها، لان الطالب بعيد عني، مفيش كونكشن بينه وبينه. فدي مش ليست افضل لحظه وليست افضل طريقه ان انا ابدا ادرس واعلم الطالب في هذه اللحظه. الافضل هو ان انا اخلق نقيض ذلك اللي احنا بنقول عليها الاتش ار اي. تمام.
I'm going to show video, and I am not criticizing this person. I'm not in a position to criticize anyone. Everything I see around me, I've done myself, if not with my children. But then I've always reflected upon, was that smart? So please know, I am not criticizing this person, but I would like to discuss this. Just please tell them that I'm not criticizing anyone.
هي هتورينا فيديو، لكن يعني مش بتنتقد الشخص اللي بيعمل كده، مش بتنتقد الظروف نفسها، لكن هي عايزة تورينا يعني ازاي احيانا بيكون الجو العام في داخل الجلسة ما بيكونش افضل شيء. Yes.
Okay.
Be able.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna go,
Yeah.
oh, ads, yes, ads.
Yes, it's okay. Waiting time,
Yes.
waiting skill.
Gabriel, sit down. The passy is gone. Gabriel, you have to come back and sit down. Stand up.
He does this mostly every time.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
The trash can.
Bring him over here. Put him down here.
At your afternoon nap, you can.
Okay, we can watch this for a long time, but it's really not what I want to be watching all the time. I'm just asking, what is the skill that they are trying to teach this child?
Yeah.
Can you give me some feedback?
هل ترى هي الأم كانت عايزة تدرس إيه للطالب الآن؟ Waiting. Someone said waiting.
Waiting, yeah. Any other ones?
I think compliance too. So he has to like sit and follow special routine.
Excellent. So she is trying to teach the child to sit down. Does anyone think the child has the capacity to even hear what she's saying? The child is crying, screaming, walking away. Is this the moment to teach? Is this safe? Is this dignified? Is this televisable? What do you...
Yes.
Go ahead.
هل الوضعية اللي فيها الطفل ده، البكاء، الصراخ والزعاق، هل دي لحظة ممكن إنه يتلقى تعليمات ويستجيب لتعليمات تحدث من الأم الآن؟
Can anyone tell me what skill is the child learning in this moment? Is the child actually learning in this moment to sit down? If the answer is no, please tell me, what are they learning?
هل ترى هل في أي مهارة تعلمها الطفل الآن؟ هل في مهارة اكتسبها الآن في هذه الظروف، الأجواء اللي انتم شايفينها؟ Hmm. Yeah, so yeah, most did know it's not the right time for so someone is yeah, please can you
Yeah. Can anyone name a skill that's being learned? by this child? Which skill is the child practicing?
ايه المهارة اللي الطالب بيعملها دلوقتي؟
Oh, there you go. Escape.
Yeah.
I love that answer. Mahmoud, am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
That he's not requiring a skill. I love the chat. Thank you so much. You are completely right. The only skill that the child is practicing till fluency is escape. So what we're actually teaching the child is to become incredibly fluent at target behavior, which is escape. That's what we're teaching. Yes.
R small.
R W
W.
It's not a question, I don't think.
Yeah. Excuse me. Can you please mute your mic, please?
Let's see. I'm going to mute.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
mute them.
No. Yes, please. You mute them. I don't intend you. Yeah. Okay.
I muted.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Now I can't get back up. Sorry, I'm just going to stop share because I couldn't get back up. Share. Wait a minute. There you go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I just want to go and share again, share screen. There we go. Okay. There you go. So some people in the field are questioning, why are we giving kids my way? It is not that we're giving kids my way. We are in the moment reinforcing behaviors. Yes, we are. Do we need to worry about reinforcing maladaptive behaviors as we call them? We don't need to worry about it because we're doing one trial of reinforcing behaviors. And honestly, in the past, they've had many trials of being reinforced for that behavior. So that one trial isn't going to change the trajectory of their learning curve. It will if we just stay in reinforcing behavior, right? Here's a behavior, we reinforce it. Here's a behavior, we reinforce it. But what we do is we do reinforce problem behavior, as we call it, to create a safe teaching environment. Because if a child's engaging in what we just saw, we are unable to teach them the skills that we wish them to learn. We're teaching them other skills. We're teaching them escape behavior. So we do reinforce problem behavior. We do give them access to my way, but it's not about giving kids access to my way. It is about creating a safe teaching environment so that we can teach the skills such as sit down without also teaching escape behaviors. So if we want to teach sit down, the child cannot be engaging in emotional responding because then we're teaching something else. Sorry, I'm just going to mute that person too.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So why go around giving kids my way is a discussion I hear very often. Okay, sorry, just going to find another person to mute. That's you. You can stay unmute. You can stay.
Yeah, I can mute.
That's okay. So the long-term objective might be that we wish to teach independence and autonomy, and this is correct. But why can the short-term objective not be to teach independence and autonomy while being happy? Why not both? I don't know if you want to say something more. Are you muted?
Yeah. الهدف الأطول من إن إحنا نعلم الطالب من نموذج HRE إن يكون في independence، يعني الطالب يقدر يعتمد على نفسه، تمام، وإن برضه إن هو يقدر إنه يتبع الأوامر أو إن هو يشاركني أو أشاركه الاهتمامات بتاعته، ونقدر إحنا ندرسه المهارتين مع بعض.
Thank you. So how do we go about creating HRE? So the Universal Protocol is a good place to start. If you want, Amar, I'll share a nice resource where people
Yeah.
can fill in a Universal Protocol. The Universal Protocol is about a positive regard, allowing a person to lead, reinforcing early warning signs of target behavior, enriching their environment. I very often hear people ask me questions about stimming. Very often I find that, and it's not always true, so the ND population is asking us to reflect upon the word stimming because it is a way of communication. It is a way that they show shared joy. So that being said, I do notice that when I enter a household and a child engages the entire time in stimming, very often my first step is to enrich the environment, because what I have seen in the past is the child engaged with Play-Doh, but did so in a way that was not desired by the environment, so they removed Play-Doh. Then they gave them another toy and the child didn't engage with it the way it was expected, so they removed that too. Long story short, in the end, there's a child that has nothing else but their body to engage with. And so we see stimming going on, and the child has nothing else. Make instructions nice. Provide choices. Choices is the way out of problem behavior. There's been many articles published on this, and you can always engage in choices in the moment. It's not only that there are 2 choices available to you, there is literally 50 choices in the moment with regards to how am I going to go about this situation. It can be, you can have the red pen or the blue pen, you can do math, you can do reading, you can not engage in treatment, there are literally 50, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 choices with regards to what can you do in this moment. I'm just going to give you the opportunity, Amar.
So طبعا اليونيفرسال بروتوكول المقصود بيه تمام هو ان احنا في بروتوكول نمره 1. اول شيء ان ازاي انت بتبدا الجلسه. نمره 1 allow the person to lead. اعطي الطالب فرصه ان هو يختار الاشياء اللي حابب يشتغل بيها. تمام. ابدا عزز اي استجابات في ان هو الطالب في كونكشن بينك وبين الطالب. خلي البيئه متنوعه، خلي الانشطه مختلفه، خلي التعليمات بسيطه وسهله وواضحه، ما تخليش التعليمات معقده. اعطي الطالب خيارات متنوعه، خيارات مختلفه عشان الطالب يندمج معاك. تمام. حاول ان انت تشرك الطالب معاك في النشاط اللي انت بتشتغله. حاول ان انت تخلي النشاط ده محبب ليه. كذلك قلل من الطلبات والاوامر الغير مطلوبه، الاشياء الغير. طبعا انت بنتكلم على بدايه ان انت تعمل كونكشن مع الطالب. يس.
Thank you so much. With allow the person to lead, I'm just going to go back because I find it so important. I'm being curious about the client. I'm really trying to see what values they adhere to. And I very often see the following question: Penny, my client is just talking about food all the time. They're gravitating towards food. They're watching food on YouTube. They're talking about food, looking about food. Everything is about food. Do you think I should have programs in which I have clients wait for food, clients tolerate seeing food and not having access to food? And I always say no, and I always ask people, sorry, going to mute another person. I always ask people to please flip-flop their perspective. If a client is passionate about food and they're showing this to you throughout their entire programming, then make everything in your program about food. Make your programming about, oh, we're preparing food, we're cutting food, we're slicing food. No, you can't eat food right now, but we're going to eat it at this particular time. Visualize when they will eat food. And I'm not saying that this is the one way to go about it. What I'm asking you to do is to flip-flop your perspective. Whatever they are passionate about, listen to them and make your program around that.
هي تحدثت عن نقطة ان انا احنا مهتمين جدا بالطالب اللي يكون موجود معايا في الجلسه، ان انا اكون مهتم باهتماماته. لو مثلا على سبيل المثال لاحظت ان طالب بيحب شيء معين، وليكن هذا الشيء هو ال الاكل مثلا، الطعام، مفيش مشكله. بس المهم ان انت تقدر من خلاله ان انت تكونكت مع الطالب، وزي ما قالت هي تحاول تنوع وتغير، بحيث ان انت تبقى على طول في كونكشن مع الطالب.
Thank you. Invite the person to participate. Assent is another big topic going on in the US. I also have some presentations about that. And I really love it when, once I now am mindful of assent, I'm very wary of the people that engage in that with me and how important I find it. I find the dentist incredibly aversive. I'm terrified of dentists. When I went to the dentist last week, she gave me a pair of sunglasses because the lights are bright. She said, when you are ready, put the sunglasses on, then I'll put your seat backwards. And this is inviting somebody to participate, and this is adhering to assent. When you are ready, engage in this response, and then I will continue. Decrease non-essential demands. This is a big discussion I always engage with all my clients. Yes, somebody needs to shower, but do they always need to shower at 6 p.m.? Can they bath instead? Can we maybe some days use a washcloth instead? Does the shower routine need to be a 20-minute ritual, or can it just be they get under it and we get the most important things done? Decrease non-essential demands.
So, طبعا زي ما هي قالت كده ان احنا نقلل التعليمات او الاشياء يعني التعليمات الغير مناسبه. يعني بقدر الامكان ان انت تقلل التعليمات والاوامر الغير مناسبه، عشان يعني تبتعد عن ان الطالب يبدا يقاوم التعليمات بتاعتك، او يبدا انه يدخل في مشاكل سلوكيه اكثر تعقيد.
I have two videos, which are out on the PFA SBT video, the YouTube page. If you don't know that there's a PFA SBT YouTube page, please visit it. It's got a lot of awesome resources. I'm just going to show this video. It's about the things to do during HRE.
نشوف فيديو دلوقتي ازاي الجلسه بيكون شكلها. وطبعا في قناه خاصه بالبي اف ان اس بي تي كوميونتي سبورت، انا هحطها لكم ان شاء الله في جروب الممارسه السلوكيه النهارده ان شاء الله باذن الله. طبعا فيها كتير محاضرات ممتازه.
On top of it. Boom. Yeah. So cool. Let's put that on top. And another one. Boom. Yeah. And next to each other. There we go. Oh, yeah, so cool. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Bam. Woo-hoo! Yeah, look at that. Whoa. So high. Whoa. Boom.
Sorry, I just had to see. There. Sorry, there's a few other people to mute.
Yeah,
There we
sorry for this.
No worries. Okay, so that was what to do, and what you can see is I'm engaging with the client. I'm admiring what they're doing. I don't have judgments. I don't have an agenda. It is not, I want you to do this. I want you to do it this way. I'm genuinely being curious with regards to what they're doing. Here's an example of what not to do.
I just want to comment on the video if you allow
Yep,
me.
go ahead.
طبعا زي ما احنا شايفين الفكرة في الفيديو ان ازاي اصلا الطفل وهو بيلعب انا بحاول قدر الامكان ان ابدي اعجابه بالاشياء اللي بيعملها، بحاول ان انا احتفل بالاشياء البسيطة اللي بيعملها، بحاول ان انا اشاركه اي نجاح بسيط ولو ان هو يعني حاجة بسيطة جدا جدا. فهي دي البدايه ان انت تبدا تبني علاقه مع طفل انت تحسسه طبعا بتقول لك هنا ما فيش نو جادجمنت، انا ما بحكمش عليه يعرف او ما يعرفش.
I'm doing is having a no session. No, no, no. Can I create a place that's a yes space for my client? A place where they can engage in the items and things that they're passionate about. And I have facilitated in this space, you can play with your sand, you can play with your water, you can play with this. This is the space I have allocated to you and is your yes space. And now I'm in no way saying that my dogs can be compared to our clients. The thing is, I violate no HIPAA laws with my dogs. So I have a picture of my dogs here. These are my 3 dogs. And on the right-hand side, you see the no space. My dogs continuously jump in front of buses, bicycles. So if my therapeutic space would only be the side on the right, I would keep their leash short. They wouldn't get the opportunity to sniff. They wouldn't get the opportunity to do all the things that they need to do while we're having a walk. The right-hand side is my no space. And I have to continuously pull my dogs away from it. I have to keep the leash short, and they don't get the opportunity to do all the things that they're passionate about, smell everything. On the left-hand side, that's the yes space. And when I walk along this side, I don't walk on the pavement, I walk to the left so that both sides are their yes spaces. I don't have to keep them short. On the left-hand side, they can sniff wherever they want. They can they can roll wherever they want. They can stop wherever they want. So we have to create yes spaces for our clients. Otherwise, our sessions are just a bunch of no, 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 and they're very frustrated.
طبعا النقطة الجوهرية اللي اتكلمت عنها هنا ان احنا احيانا لو انت في الجلسة بتاعتك فضلت ان انت تتكلم على يعني كل حاجة الطالب عايز يعملها نو، كل حاجة الطالب عايز يعملها نو، فطبعا مع الوقت هتبقى الجلسة مزعجة للطالب، الطالب هيبقى عنده رغبة في الهروب، الطالب هيبقى عنده رغبة في ان هو مش عايز يكمل الجلسة معاك. تمام. لكن حاول انت زي ما بتقول جيس سبيس، حاول انت تخلق مساحه لنعم ايوه ينفع تعمل نشاط، ايوه تقدر تقوم بهذا النشاط. لما تخلق هذه المساحه في الجلسه بتاعتك هيكون هناك فرص اكبر للطالب انه يتعلم، هيكون هناك فرص اكتر للطالب انه يكتسب الكثير والمزيد من المهارات. هي برضو ضربت مثال، طبعا هي مش ما تقصدش انها بتشبه الكلاب اللي موجوده معها بالطلاب، لكن بتقول لك ان انا بقدر ان انا اتحكم في الجلسه بتاعتي واقدر ان انا اخلق لدى الطالب مساحه نعم اللي تخلي الجلسه تكون بسيطه وسهله ومحببه لي، وكذلك ممكن من خلال لو انا ما عرفتش تبقى كانتها اللي هي نو سبيس، اللي هو بقى من الطالب بقى كل حاجه ممنوع عليه، لازم يعمل اللي هو انت عايزه. طبعا ده من الاخطاء اللي احنا بنقع فيها.
Thank you. Every single no that you give in your session is extinction, will be met with the behaviors associated with extinction. So ensure that you don't have to say a lot of no's in your sessions, because you don't want to have to battle out in your session. Can you stand on the table? Yes or no. You want to teach them in your session, hey, we're going to get dressed. So if the child engages in standing on the table. We don't want our sessions to be, now I'm battling you over the table. Just remove the table or create a space where there are no tables. Do we need to address standing on the table? Yes, we do, but not at the cost of having everything in our session be a no, 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 no.
تمام. هي برضو بتركز مرة تاني ان انت لو الجلسة بتاعتك وانت قعدت تقول للطالب لا ما ينفعش ما يصحش لازم تعمل كذا لازم تسوي كذا، انت كده بتقود الطالب الى بتعمل له سلايد للبروبلم بيهيفير، بتعمل له منزلق للمشكله السلوكيه، فبالتالي انت بتهيئ ليه الاجواء انه يدخل في المشكله السلوكيه. لو الطالب مش عايز يقعد عند الطاوله خلاص شيل الطاوله واديه مساحه انه يتحرك. So Benny, I have a concept that I always say even to my RBTs that I am supervising in my work. I tell them avoid putting the client on the slide of problem behavior. So it's like a slide.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's like a slide. So whenever you find that the student is at the edge of getting down the slide of a problem behavior, you need to turn off this slide and try to create a teaching moment, try to give it choices. So this is something that I used to say to my RBTs that I am working in.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to use that. Yes,
Okay,
the slide of problem
that's my
behavior.
honor.
No, I'm going to use that because it's true. If and I'm not saying if a child's standing on the table, we're not going to address that, because yes, we cannot have people going around standing on tables. All I'm saying is we can't have a session filled with 1,000 no's, because then we have 1,000 extinctions going on in our session. So pick your battles. Which is the hill you're going to die on, and which is the skill you want to teach in that session.
فيعني زي ما اتكلمنا انا كنت شرحت لها فكره، ودايما انا اقول الكلام ده للناس اللي بشرف عليهم معايا في شغلي، ان احيانا بيبقى الطالب خلاص على حافه انه ينزلق للمشكله السلوكيه. انت تخليك ذكي وما توصلش الطالب لهذه المرحله. لما الطالب يوصل لهذه المرحله حاول انت تشيل المنزلق ده، حاول انت تقلل الفرص ان الطالب يدخل في مشكله سلوكيه.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Choices is the way out of problem behavior. Is this the way we want to teach a child how to engage with the dentist? Is this the way we want to do it? Or is this the way we want to do it? Or is this the way we want to do it? And I have a presentation on assent. There you go. I have a presentation on assent that does a deeper dive into this. And these discussions are going on in the US. Do we not have a child go to the dentist because they engage in problem behavior at the dentist? Of course not. All I'm saying is if I take a child to the dentist and all I have is problem behavior and I have a child screaming and crying, then we have 10,000 choices. I can in the moment. Hold on. Oh, you already muted them. I can in the moment decide today is not the day for the dentist. Even though they have a cavity, under these conditions, I can't have a child be here because all I'm teaching a child is restraint. We're not engaging in good skill acquisition. Or I can be very mindful. Oh, wait a minute. The problem was tipping back the chair. The problem was the light. So first I'm going to make sure that my client can tolerate that before I bring them back to the dentist. Or I can engage in a whole bunch of choices in the moment. Do you want to sit in this chair or do you want to sit in this chair? Do you want the chair a little bit back or a lot back? Do you want the light on or not? Do you want headphones on or not? So choices. So it's not about, are we not going to have them contact things that are very difficult? It is about preparing them slowly so that they can be successful.
تمام. طبعا هي بتتحدث هنا عن أهمية، تمام، أهمية إن إحنا نعطي للطالب خيارات. يعني حتى مثلا طبيب الأسنان هو من الحاجات الخبرات الصعبة اللي بيمر بيها الطالب، تقول نمرة واحد أنت لازم تكون عندك يعني عاطي الطالب التهيئة الكاملة إنه يقدر يروح عند طبيب الأسنان ويبقى عارف إيه اللي هيحصل بالظبط. طب خلاص في الموقف ادي الطالب خيارات. هل انت حابب النور الضوء يكون شديد خفيف؟ طب حابب الكرسي لورا شويه ولا كده؟ تحب تقعد الناحيه دي ولا الناحيه دي؟ فانت برضو في الجلسه بتاعتك اعطي الطالب خيارات. اكد ان الخيارات، في خيارات امام الطالب انه يختار من بينها. تمام. اوكي.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I do help others see HRE. So a slide that I forgot to add is what are the qualities of HRE? I've got a big list of items you can measure for HRE, and I'll send that to you, Amar, because I forgot
Yeah.
to include the slide.
Sure,
It
sure thing.
can be, does the client approach you? You're going to measure that. It can be the latency of their response. If I say, hey, come with me, and they stand up and they're like, okay, let's go. That is more of an indication of HRE than if I say, hey, let's go, and they're like, and they get up and they drag. So latency is one I use. Orientation towards a technician. If the child is oriented towards a technician, is a much better sign than they're turning their back towards a technician and hoarding their reinforcers. Shared joy. They're engaging with something and then they're showing the technician. Curious exploration of an item or of the environment is a sign of HRE. So I do have the people I work with measure HRE and measure whether HRE is increasing in their sessions or decreasing. So we do, it's not just the term, we do define it. For this client, HRE means they're oriented towards, they approach, they engage, and they explore. And I have my BCBA/technicians measure these on a partial interval, using partial intervals. And I have the measure, is this increasing or decreasing throughout my sessions?
طبعا هي النقاط اللي اتكلمت عنها ان هم عندهم سيستم بيستخدموه للتعرف على مدى ان الطالب في خلال الجلسه في حاله الاتش ار اي ولا لا، من خلال قياس، من خلال معايير معينه زي ما انتم شايفين في جدول هنا هو محطوط. تمام. عشان تتاكد ان اذا الاخصائي اللي بيشتغل مع الطالب قادر انه يخلق هذه الحاله من الرغبه في التعلم، من حاله الامان، من حاله ان الطالب عنده زي ما قلنا سعيد، في رغبه عنده في اكتشاف الاشياء، في رغبه انه يتواصل مع الاخصائي ولا لا. فطبعا التيبل ده الهدف منه انه يقيس لاي درجه الاخصائي قادر ان هو على طول بيخلي الطالب في دائره الاتش ار اي، اللي هي الدائره اللي احنا بنقدر من خلالها نعلم الطالب المهارات المطلوبه يعني.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So my question really is, what kind of sessions do you want to have? Do you want to have the sessions on the left in which you are engaging in skill acquisition, the child is folding the laundry, or do you want to have the one on the right, the child is engaging in vacuuming, but which one may cause burnout for you, right? After a session in which I've engaged in a session with a child that is crying a lot, I feel horrible. I wouldn't be able to work that way. It will cause burnout. I might be able to do it for a week, probably not a month. So which one may cause burnout for you? Which one builds therapeutic alliance? Which one might or likely causes harm or trauma? Which one gives you energy? Which one listens to the client? Which one teaches the target skills that you intended to teach? So when you reflect on HRE and is it important, then reflect on these questions. Because for me, I don't want to work with a client that's screaming, crying, but still engaging in a skill. I want to be the one on the left. And I want my clients to come to me. And I want my clients in 10 years' time to say, I had an amazing experience with Penny.
تمام. هي طبعا هنا بتقول ان احنا عندنا صورتين. الصوره الاولى طفل زي ما انتم شايفين ماسكين سله ورتب فيها الهدوم وباين عليه انه سعيد ومبسوط وبيستمتع بالشيء اللي عمله. تمام. وواضح ان في كونكشن. والصوره الثانيه طفله مطلوب ان هي هتقوم بعمليه انها تنظف الارضيه، وواضح طبعا. فهي بتقول لك انت حابب الكلاينت بتاعك والطالب بتاعك يكون في اي حاله. هل في حاله ان يكون المهاره اصعب منه؟ هل في حاله انه يكون مضغوط؟ هل في حاله ان هو الوضع التدريسي او التعليمي يسبب له تروما يخليه يكره الجلسات، ولا انت حابب انه في وضع يكون مبسوط، وضع يكون مسترخي، وضع انه يكون مستمتع بعملية التعلم؟ يعني طبعا اكيد مليون في المية كلنا بنبقى محتاجين الحالة اللي تخلي الطالب في وضعية افضل معايا، بعلمه، منصت ليه، مستمع ليه، متقبله، بقدر ان انا اعلمه المهارة المطلوبة.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a Facebook page that Rosalie and I are very active on, the multidimensional bidirectional. It became a long name. Everyone had a thought about it, became a long name. We're all very active on this page. It's also where we discuss neurodiversity, ascent, the way we would like our field to pivot. So if you're interested, then please join our Facebook site. You don't have to. It's just what I'm saying is we're very active there and very much advocating for change in our field.
Yes, I will just say something. طبعا هم عندهم جروب. برضه أنا عايز أوضح للناس إن في توجهات حديثة الآن في تحليل السلوك التطبيقي، توجهات حديثة كلها مبنية على الاهتمام بالطالب والاهتمام بنفسية الطالب وخلق بيئة تعليمية مميزة. طبعا أكتر حد بدأ هذا الاتجاه هو دكتور جريك هينلي، عشان الناس تكون عارفة. فدي توجهات حديثة عشان نبقى عارفين تحليل السلوك التطبيقي علم بيطور نفسه بنفسه، بيعمل أبديت. فطبعا وفي اتجاهات كثيرة شغالة وتدريبات، وزي ما انتم شايفين كان احنا أول مرة نسمع عن HRE، بس اديكم شايفين الأفكار، الفلسفة الأساسية هي خلق بيئة تعليمية محببة لدى الطالب. قارن ده بالحاجات اللي احنا بنشوفها بقى في الفيديوهات والحاجات اللي احنا بنسمعها. فاحنا عايزين ننشر هذه الثقافة، عايزين ننشر هذا الشيء. طبعا الآن الأسئلة بس يعني how many questions can we take? So
Go ahead. Who has questions? I'd love to answer them.
اوكي، لو في اي اسئله ممكن الناس تكتبها وانا اترجمها يعني. اوكي، اذا في اسئله موجوده ممكن تفضلوا تسالوها وانا نترجمها وان شاء الله هي ترد عليكم. لو خاصه مثلا عندك في مثلا مشكله سلوكيه معينه، حاجه معينه. So someone is asking what about ideal environment for HRE?
What about the environment?
Yeah, like the best environment that we can create for HRE.
Yeah, the best environment is the environment in which we have removed all barriers that we're not going to be working on. And I'm not saying we're going to avoid aversives, but if my target is I'm going to do skill acquisition with regards to dressing, then in that session, I'm not going to have a battle about a table. So I'm going to remove as many barriers as possible. That's one. I'm going to make sure I give boundaries and structure to my clients. That's two. And I'm going to really listen to the values of the client. That's three. And I'm going to look for signs of assent and assent withdrawal, because sometimes you're just not in the mood to have a session. We all have that. So I will listen to a client that dissents. So those four things I find very important.
تمام. فهي قالت اول شيء ان انت لازم تشيل اي حواجز بينك وبين الطالب. تمام، انا مش متذكرهم بالظبط لكن هما يعني لازم تشيل اي حواجز بينك وبين الطالب، تحاول ان انت تبني الجلسة بهذا الشكل. تمام، اعتقد محمود انت فهمت الاجابة صح؟ هل في اي اسئلة تاني؟ هل في حد عنده اسئلة تانية يا شباب؟ Please, do you have any other questions? Yeah, so we have a question. When we can say to the student no?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
We can say no to a client when you know that they have the skills to engage in when they contact that no. If a client cannot accept that no, even though I might want to place that no, if they don't have the skills to tolerate the denial, to know what skills to engage in instead, then I'm really setting them up for failure. And I'm not saying we should not say no to clients. I'm saying you can only say no when you are sure they have the skills that they can engage in when they contact a no, or you're going to guide them through that.
تمام يعني طبعا can you please summarize your answer? Sorry, I couldn't catch up because I had message and I need to reply.
Yeah, so you can say no to a client when the client has the skills to engage in when they contact that no. If they, for example, with an iPad, if I'm just going to say no and they don't have the skills to mand for it, they don't have the skills to relinquish it, they don't have the skills to do to what should I do when I contact that no. I can name 10 skills that a client should have before I say no to something. If they don't have the skills, then all they can do is tantrum. So make sure that they have those skills.
طبعا هنا النقطة المهمة إن تتأكدي إن الطالب يعني يكون عنده المهارة. لو هو عنده المهارة لا تقدر تقولي له نو، لكن ما ينفعش تقولي له نو وهو الطالب مش عنده المهارة المطلوبة، مش يعني مفتقد للمهارة. فأنت لما تقول له نو يعني طب هو هيعمل إيه؟ كده هيروح للمشكلة السلوكية. Is it desirable to take the object that the child is obsessed with in my yes space to build rapport with him, or may it conflict with the child if I want to share this stuff with him?
So I find that a difficult thing to answer because I don't know what it means when a child is obsessed with something. But something that a child is passionate about should be in the yes space. And I do see these discussions with regards to the iPad. I don't think we should have somebody on the iPad 24/7. But if all a child has is I'm passionate about my iPad, or I've sometimes had a child that all they do is wave a coat hanger, then yes, this is where I'm going to start. And I'm going to try, first of all, I'm going to try and expand that repertoire. I'm going to try and see why they're passionate about something. I'm going to engage in curiosity first to figure out why is that so wonderful for you? What's up with that?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think that we can have the last question. If the student is crying and starting to vomit, and he uses this method every time to stop me from finishing my session.
Yeah, so if so I'm going to make an extrapolation that the child didn't start with vomiting. So probably before that was a whine, was a stomp, was moving their body away. Then we should be listening to these signs, and we should then be curious about how can I bring more joy to these sessions. And if this is going on in my sessions just might be all about how am I going to bring a whole lot more joy before I start skill acquisition.
Great. So Penny, I'm really thankful. I really appreciate your kindness and your support. And we are really here in Middle East. We're still, lots of people are using aversive procedures and very, very aversive procedures in teaching children with ASD, and they thought that it is a correct way to teach them. And that's why I'm very active. I'm doing all of these sessions to disseminate EBA, to let people come to know more about EBA. So I'm really thank you so much. I know how much your schedule is dense, and I know how much you are busy, but however, with all this busy schedule, you were so generous and you gave us from your valuable time to teach us. I hope everyone in the Zoom today benefit from what you said, and I hope we all learn these things. I learned lots of things today, so thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Amar, also for making space, and I so appreciate you for everything you do. You're such a leader in our field. And I just really want to thank you for everything you do for me and for our field. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much. And I would like to thank all the attendees that come today and join us in this session. Thank you so much, and wish you a happy day. Again, thank you, Benny, and inshallah we will join in the future for more talks about teaching the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye.
Okay. All right.